So, if you're in the Atomy world, you've definitely heard people buzzing about the 50,000 PV miracle. But what is it really? How does it actually work? Okay, let's dive right in and break down this system that promises predictable, duplicatable growth.
You know, a lot of people describe the old way of doing business as just walking in a fog. You're putting in a ton of effort, but you have no real direction, and the results are, well, all over the place. This new formula, though, it's the complete opposite. It's a clear, predictable system built for one thing: duplicatable success. It's all about focused action for a high return.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll look at the core formula that brings all the clarity. Then, we'll get into the engine of growth. After that, the roadmap to Imperial. Then we'll cover the Miracle Notes system for managing it all. And finally, we'll talk about the most important part: teaching. Let's get to it.
First things first, let's talk about the formula itself. I love this description. It's the multiplication table for your business. And that's such a perfect metaphor, right? It's something fundamental, a core principle that you learn once, and then you can apply it over and over for predictable results.
And believe it or not, the whole thing boils down to these 3 simple steps. Step 1, you start with yourself. You make a brand change and commit to personally using 50,000 PV of Atomy products. Step 2, find just 2 people, not 10, not 20, just 2 partners who are willing to do the exact same thing. And step 3, the goal. If you and your team consistently duplicate this process for 6 months, you're on track to hit a stable income of about $2,000 a month. That's the core idea. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How on earth can just finding 2 people lead to that kind of income, let alone anything more? Well, that's where we get to the engine of this whole thing. Let's look at how this super simple action creates an absolute explosion of growth. Okay, so check this out. In the very first month, you find your 2 partners. But the real magic kicks in when they each find their 2 partners. So you plus your 2 plus their 4, that's a team of 7 active partners right at the end of month 1. This is duplication in action, right from the start.
And this is where things really start to pick up speed. Just 1 month later, as that simple 2x2 duplication keeps rolling down the line, your team has already jumped from 7 people to 30 people. You can already feel the momentum building.
All right, now let's jump to the end of month 3. Your team has more than doubled again. You're now at 62 active partners. And this isn't just a numbers game anymore. We're about to hit a massive milestone where these numbers translate into real, tangible results.
So you got to understand, month 3 is the tipping point. It's like a snowball that's been slowly rolling and gathering snow, and then suddenly it becomes an avalanche. All that foundational work from the first couple of months finally hits critical mass, and you start to see these visible, explosive results. This is where the system really comes alive.
And here's the proof in the pudding. By the end of that 3rd month, those 62 partners, each doing their 50,000 PV, generate a group total of 3.1 million PV. That's more than enough to achieve the very first leadership rank in Atomy, Semi-Sales Master. This shows that the math isn't just theory, it actually works.
But look, becoming a semi-sales master, that's just the starting line. This system lays out this incredibly ambitious roadmap, a theoretical path to reach the very top, Imperial Master, in just 8 months. And the key word here is theoretical, but it's all based on that same powerful math of duplication we've just seen.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's wild. You hit Sales Master in month 3. The model projects Diamond Master in month 4, Sharon Rose in month 5, Royal Master in month 6, and then the absolute peak, Imperial Master in just 8 months. It just goes to show you the mind-blowing power of consistent, focused duplication.
Okay, this all sounds great, but there's a huge potential problem, right? Planning for this kind of growth is one thing, but actually managing it, that's a whole different beast. It can get chaotic fast. And that's where the secret weapon comes in, something called the Miracle Notes system.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Your team is blowing up into the hundreds. Who do you talk to? Who do you focus on? How do you possibly support everyone without going completely insane and burning out? How do you keep it all from descending into chaos?
Because without a system, this is what happens. It just becomes this tangled, unmanageable web of connections. You're trying to be everything to everyone, and that's a surefire recipe for burnout. You have to focus your energy where it's going to have the biggest impact.
And this is the brilliant, elegant solution from the Miracle Notes system. It's all about radical focus. Instead of trying to manage hundreds of people, you identify 7 key leaders on your left side and 7 key leaders on your right. That's it, just 14 people. and you pour your energy into helping them become masters of this system so they can duplicate it.
Okay, so we've got the formula, we've seen the explosive growth, and we even have a tool to manage it. We're all set, right? Well, not quite. There's one last piece of this puzzle, and honestly, it's the most important part of making the whole thing work long-term.
See, this is the big mindset shift. Your real job in this system isn't just to do the plan yourself, it's to create teachers. The ultimate goal is to get your key partners to a place where they can perfectly explain and duplicate this entire system for someone else without you. That is your true job.
And that means you have to completely flip where you put your energy. You might spend, say, 20% of your time learning and mastering the system for yourself, but the other 80%, the vast majority of your effort, has to be dedicated to teaching it to your leaders. Your success shifts from what you can do to what your organization can do.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's not enough to do it. You must be able to teach it. The real sustainable power of this system isn't in any one person's talent. It's in how perfectly that knowledge can be passed on and duplicated by others.
So, there you have it. The formula is laid out. It's less of a secret and more of a curriculum. And the only real question left is the one you have to ask yourself. Are you going to be a student who just follows the steps? Or are you ready to become a teacher who truly duplicates success?